my name is Lillian Zeman, and for this assignment, I decided to interview Dr. Krista Vandenborne. She is on the board of directors at Balance 180, which is a gymnastics facility in Gainesville, and she's also a researcher in the Department of Physical Therapy at UF. So I know Dr. Vandenborne because I'm actually a coach at Balance 180, and she's technically my boss. I decided to pick her for this interview because I kind of wanted to get to know her leadership style and how that might be influenced in the research setting, how it's influenced at Balance 180, and kind of how both of those different aspects of her life ultimately have influenced and developed her research style. So briefly, what I want to cover in this video is I want to talk about 3 of the questions that I asked her in the interview, and then I also want to discuss what leadership style I ultimately think she has based off of what we've learned in class. So the first question that I asked her in the interview was for her to tell me the 3 most important values that she strives to demonstrate as a leader. She listed them as for her followers to see the bigger picture and step outside the box, to see things not as a task but as an opportunity, and seeing the purpose and looking at the long-term vision of a goal. So one of those that really sticks out to me is the one about how you should see things not as a task but as an opportunity. And I think that's very important for some people to kind of wrap their heads around, is that you have these small, minuscule, kind of time-consuming tasks that you might dread during the day. But ultimately, you should look at those as kind of the opportunity for you to further develop yourself in your personal and professional life, which will ultimately help you be able to reach those long-term goals that you're striving to accomplish. I also really liked her idea of seeing the purpose and looking at the long-term vision rather than at the goal, because you want to be able to know how, once you achieve that goal, how it's ultimately going to influence that field that you're working in. So for her and her research, she does research about muscular atrophy. And once she finishes a research study, she's giving other researchers around the world more information about this not unknown disease, but a disease that we're still kind of developing, and kind of we need those extra, like her research studies, to be able to fully understand this disease and how it works and how it's developed, and how it kind of influences the people that actually have it. Another question that I asked her was what her greatness weakness is as a leader. And I think this is a really important question that everyone should probably be asking in their leadership interview, because a great leader is able to recognize those weaknesses that they have and kind of draw attention to them so that they're able to work on them and ultimately maybe one day make them into one of their strengths. So she said that she's kind of controlling a little bit of a micromanager. She specifically said that she maybe focuses too much on the little details and doesn't give her followers enough room to work on their own. She likes things to be a specific way, and she has those nitpicky details, but sometimes she thinks that might be a little too much, and she kind of has to hold herself from doing that, so she's giving more room for her followers to work and kind of be able to understand what they're doing on their own. The last question that I want to touch on that I asked her was in regards to her research. I kind of wanted to understand her leadership more in the research setting. I've seen her leadership at Balance 180. She's a phenomenal leader, and she works well with her followers, but I kind of wanted to know how her leadership style might change in the research setting. So I asked her how she would define Lisa. So I asked her how she would define leadership in the research setting. And she gave me a few different kind of characteristics about leadership. So the ability to inspire, to see the bigger goal and take a step back, have perspective, and be very persistent since the reward is not as immediate in research. I thought those were very kind of specific characteristics and ones that make sense for a researcher. You have to be persistent because research studies, research goals, they're not quick. They're not fast by any means. They take months, they take years, they might even take decades to be able to reach that goal that you're working towards. I also liked in her definition of leadership in the research setting about how she said the ability to inspire. Think when, especially in regards to the coronavirus pandemic now, researchers are kind of inspiring others with the ideas that they're coming up with. They're kind of giving inspiration to even more and creative, effective ways that we can solve this complex and deadly problem that we have in our world right now. So, after asking her these questions and kind of really understanding the characteristics that she has and getting ideas behind her leadership style, I looked back through my notes through the class, and the one leadership style that really kind of resonated with me about her was transformational leadership. And that one, as we defined in the lecture, is that she works alongside her followers to help them and herself advance to a higher level of morale and motivation. So, her as the leader and all of her followers are kind of working together to advance their knowledge, to help them grow professionally and personally. They're working together to be able to reach that goal. And something else that we discussed in that module of the class was the 4 I's that go along with transformational leadership. She definitely exemplifies all of those in her leadership. I've seen them all at Balance 180, and I'm sure it carries over to the research setting for her. And those are the ability to inspire and move her followers to action. She challenges her followers to be creative and innovative, think of new ways to solve these complex problems, or even to solve those daily problems that we all seem to have simple, creative solutions to solve those. The ability to connect with each of her followers. She definitely develops a deep and personal connection with each of her followers so that she can kind of help them if they're struggling one day, or if she's just trying to kind of create a conversation with them. She knows what they like. She knows what they do outside of Balance 180 or outside of their research, to be able to kind of talk to them about that. And then also her ability to be a positive role model. She is a professional woman and she knows what she wants. She's doing everything she can every day. She's taking all those small steps to get to where she wants to be. She's working constantly in the research, getting grants to be able to do new research projects. She probably has like 20 going on right now. That lady has a lot on her plate. And she also has Balance 180 on the side. She goes there about probably 8 hours a week. She does adaptive on Saturdays. She works with Special Olympics. She goes in for our recreational classes to just kind of see how the coaches are doing, catch up with parents, talk to the kids. She's just so well rounded and amazing. I mean, she inspires me. I want to be that woman one day. I want to be able to do research and also be able to kind of help out my community in the aspect of gymnastics. I love gymnastics. It's a big part of my life, but also one day I want research to be a big part of my life. So, kind of seeing her be able to balance both of those things inspires me and kind of gives me the motivation to be able to do that for myself one day. So, in brief, I just kind of want to list off some of the main characteristics about leadership that we talked about during the interview. We talked about the ability to see the bigger picture, inspiration, interpersonal communication is so important, perspective, having persistence, and to have a vision, to know where you want that goal to lead to know where you want that research to lead to the development of a new topic, a topic that's not well understood. So that's about it. I asked a total of 7 questions during this interview. It was about a half an hour interview. We had some great conversation about the coronavirus pandemic and kind of how this pandemic is going to help my generation learn the important leadership characteristic of resilience. And it was just a fantastic opportunity to kind of delve in deeper with her and understand her leadership style and kind of why she does what she does, why she says what she says, kind of who she is under the level of what I see her at Balance 180. So I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to do this. This was just an amazing assignment, something I never thought I would have to do, but I really enjoyed doing it. So thank you, and I really hope you enjoyed my kind of talk about leadership and my interview with Dr. Krista Vandenborne. Thank you. Bye.